Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this online info session on the Masters of Science in AI and ML Ops. Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and I am Brinda Sampath, and I'm going to be talking about this exciting new program that we've got in our bouquet of courses that we offer at NMIMS Global. I'll walk you through what exactly the content of this program is, why have we designed this program keeping a specific audience in mind, and how people who are, interested in doing this particular set of courses in order to hone their skills, how can they basically make the best use out of this program. So let's quickly take a look at what this program basically entails. To start with, there's this buzzword in the industry right now when it comes to the terms such as artificial intelligence and machine learning. Right. So to set the context for you, for those of you who already are in this profession, well, it's a great time to kind of leapfrog in this space and capitalize on the different opportunities that organizations are offering with the help of artificial intelligence and automating most of their business processes. For students or individuals who want to start their career on back again into this space, well, this is a market right now to venture in, because based on several reports that we kind of demonstrate to you here onto the screen, right, artificial intelligence is here to stay. And in fact, India's artificial intelligence market is expected to touch about 7.8 billion by the year 2025, right? Similarly, if I take a look at the machine learning market as well, okay, and this is a global perspective that I offer to you. By 2024, this is going to touch about 30.6 US billion dollars, right? So looking at different industries and looking at different reports from the industries, we clearly know that this space will definitely have several job opportunities in different areas of AI and ML, depending upon the skill sets that you kind of have, right? Back again, there's another report that says that there's an 82% growth in demand for data analysis skills. And this definitely is going to grow over the years until 2026. Having said that, and we already know that this is a very coveted area where most individuals want to churn data, okay, and try to present several insights to an organization with the help of which they can basically make more informed decisions, based on which they can automate a lot of processing so that the mundane tasks can now be managed by computers and individuals can focus more on very specific tasks which can add value to the organization. The AI ML program that we offer at NMIMS Global has been designed in a way with the help of which I believe students will not only get a chance to learn the basics, the foundations, but also get a chance to understand what the industry is doing at this point in time, and the skills that they have learned, they will be able to actually apply it to various problems that the industry is currently facing, right? So back again, like I said, we provide in-depth analysis, and we basically provide students with the opportunity to learn not only in class with theoretical concepts being offered to them, but we kind of supplement it with sufficient practice and projects and boot camp, and also get them to work on a master's dissertation with the help of which all the concepts that they have learned in the program, they can easily, they can easily exhibit these skills and be sure that they've mastered what we've taught them through the program. What is it that we're trying to achieve with the help of this program, right? So for people who are new into this space or people who already exist in this space, right, the MSc AI and ML Ops program basically aims to transform participants, okay, and enable them to learn and understand the concepts that are used in data science, in machine learning, right from the time you are a developer, or also research more and be able to find solutions to several business problems. Right. So if you ask me, we have several terms in the market, right, which describe the roles that a participant who undergoes this program can typically be called. You can be called as an AI specialist, okay? You can be called as ML engineers, right? So according to LinkedIn, AI specialist is the most in-demand job, if you ask me, around the globe at this point in time, right? So when we design this program, we ensure that we provide the highest technical depth that a student would require in order to be qualified as an AI specialist. Post completion of this course, okay, participants be able to apply for various roles in the industry, typically roles such as applied scientists, okay, data scientists, machine learning engineers, and they will find themselves in organizations that typically analyze data in order to make, I would say, a whole lot of decisions, right? Now, besides these, one of the important aspects that we thought of while designing the program is to make this more industry relevant. As a result of which the courses that we offer here typically cater around computer vision. Okay, we've also got text mining. Okay, we're talking about natural language processing and quantum computing. So most of the projects at this point in time that are available in the industry that organizations are drawing their attention to typically revolve around these four areas. And thus we thought it is imperative for our participants who undergo this program clearly to have skills in these areas. Okay, now this the degree is going to basically be offered to the students in an online blended format, okay, and is currently designed for working professionals. Okay, so given the fact that we are aware of the kind of audience we have factored in various elements in terms of the duration of the course, which is for 2 years. The validity for the course is twice of that, which is 48 months or 4 years, which means when a student takes admission into this program, he can basically complete the program in 48 years, the validity, 48 months, I'm sorry, the validity period, right? Now, we basically have classes for these courses over the weekdays. This is from Monday to Thursday, and this is typically in the evening, 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Right? The courses in the program are delivered online to the students, wherein we have the practical sessions or the lab sessions, which are done online using various softwares. These are interspersed with the theoretical concept classes. What I mean by saying this is, when you learn a theoretical concept and you need to apply this or test your skills, whether you've understood that concept or not, by using certain tool, you can go ahead and achieve that, right? So amongst the various theory classes that you've got, you will also have practical live sessions wherein the faculty will demonstrate the use of the software to solve some question, and you as a student will also be coding in with the faculty, right? So this is a session which involves a whole lot of interaction, a whole lot of, I would say, understanding of concepts and replicating them using softwares. Okay. Now, what the program basically helps participants here is to understand the various methods used in AI and machine learning. Okay, it also gives them a good grasp of courses which are required in the AI field, such as courses in mathematics, computer science, as well as artificial intelligence. So these are the three areas that we will be typically covering through the program. Also, an important element here is the use of business related courses, which lets a student have a wonderful, I would say, a 360-degree understanding of not only the algorithms that are used in the industry, but how those algorithms can be applied across various business contexts in order to solve certain problems, right? Back again, this program also helps to understand or enables participants to be able to present the insights that they have got, okay, in the technical form into a very into a form in which they can communicate with their teams in a form in which they can use the non-jargon terms and yet be able to communicate their findings. That's basically what we're trying to help participants develop and understand, right? And in order to be able to do what I have just mentioned to you, there has to be sufficient practice on tools, and that's the reason why we have a whole lot of practice sessions on enabling students to develop these hand-on skills and work in different topics on machine learning techniques, walk them through big data labs, and be able to handle many such projects. In order to be able to become an AI ML engineer, okay, or an AI specialist, one of the things that you've got to start on with is be able to identify what the problem is, okay, break down the complex problem into smaller chunks, and then be able to solution every chunk so as to have a problem resolved, right? And that's exactly what we're going to try and enable you understand and work towards. So one is not only understanding the problem, but B is also being able to find the best machine learning technique which can help or enable you to overcome the problem that you are facing, right? In order to do that, once you've identified the problem and the solution to the problem, the next is to be able to deploy this in the organization setting. Various organizations build applications and they're scaled in different manners. So in order to be able to ensure that you've got these applications deployed in the organization, back again, you need to understand the architecture that rests there. Okay, so there are courses which enable you to understand the architecture of the organization in terms of their infrastructure, okay, the IT infrastructure, and how the applications that you build can be scaled in such an environment. Back again, with the niche electives that we offer in the areas of computer vision, natural language processing, and quantum computing, ensure that a participant who has undergone this program has all the skills that are relevant in order to address the problems that are currently plaguing the industry. Let's take a look now at what are the different kinds of I would say skills that you will develop through the program. Considering this is a 2-year-long program, right? And the kind of exposure that you will have on several tools. We walk you through tools such as R, okay? We walk you through tools such as Python, back again, which is an open source code. And we also use tools such as Tableau. This ensures that a participant is familiar with different programming languages as well as visualization techniques, so as to be able to cater to different projects, okay, that are a part of the industry, and back again be able to solution them, right? We also enable students to understand the entire deployment life cycle, right? Which means not only understand the problem, okay, and understand the problem from the analytic lens. Many a times there's a mathematical problem which needs to be addressed, okay, obtain data for it. How do you prepare the data for analysis? How do you model this data? How do you evaluate the findings that you have? And back again, how do you create this into a solution and deploy it? So this entire life cycle of I would call it as the AI algorithm development life cycle right? We enable participants to understand this with the use of several tools that they have at their disposal. Okay, like again, I said, in order to be able to manage these applications for different organizations, understanding the base architecture of that organization is very important, right? And we've got courses which help students not only understand the architecture with the help of which the organization functions, but also deploy these various AI ML applications that they have developed onto the organization's infrastructure. I could have an organization application that may be a chatbot. Okay, most websites today that you're referring or looking at typically have chatbots in place, right? So how do we set it up and deploy it for that website? Similarly, another application that you may develop could be a recommender system. Each of us would have seen a recommender system on Amazon. And basically what this does is it looks at certain products that you are buying, okay? And what it does is it goes back into the database that they have and looks through patterns of various individuals who would have bought similar products such as you, and then makes recommendations to you of products that you could also buy, right? Now, in order to be able to bring about this level of personalization by skimming through, I think, thousands and thousands of records that exist about purchases, this requires a huge practice of how to skim through data with big data applications. And back again, that is what we're trying to teach you through the program, right? Back again, we have a very interesting course on design thinking, which enables you to think out of the box in order to address various problems that the industry faces. The way we've designed this program, yes, it is a rigorous curriculum because we would want our students to study and understand the nuances of the courses that we offer. But at the same time, given the fact that we know that the audience that we're catering to is working professionals, these classes are in the blended format online and conducted in the evening from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. so that professionals will relatively be at ease to be able to attend the classes through the weekdays, right? Back again, towards the end of the program, we have a boot camp in place, right? And the boot camp basically is an activity wherein students solve industry problems, okay? And in order to solve it, I mean, they're actually going to create a working prototype for us and demonstrate whatever they've learned through the course is something that they can actually apply, right? And during all of these activities that take place, so the boot camp basically is an immersion activity which is conducted on the campus. Students are requested to come onto the campus to basically be a part of the boot camp. And whilst this boot camp takes place, we also have on-campus career assistance, wherein students have the opportunity to interact with, I would say, several companies that come in for placements, right? Similarly, towards the end of the program, we've got a master's project or a master's dissertation, which basically helps students to work extensively, okay, on the different aspects of what they have learned through the program, right? And what does this exactly mean? This means all the courses that you've gone through in the past, now comes the time to put them to test by demonstrating the skills learned in them. For example, in this course or in the master's dissertation, what you will be given is a research topic for an objective for which you need to find a solution. There could be various literature, there could be various data sets that the professors will point you towards, and several research papers that have actually addressed a similar situation. You are requested to go through these, work with the professor allocated to you, okay, and help find a solution which probably the industry is facing. This could be an example, let's say, about a taxi hailing company that's finding it difficult to basically provide the optimal route, for the drivers. Now, in order to be able to do that, what is the best machine learning technique that they could use, or what is the best deep learning algorithm that needs to be put in place, is something as a student you've got to help us answer, right? Back again, like I said, we've got the online mode of delivering classes. It's going to be pretty much the way that you see me right now, okay? But just that it's going to be more interactive, wherein students answer questions, they talk to us whilst we ask certain questions, give us a hand raise, okay? There's peer learning, which is possible in class. Those are the things that we see in the blended learning format. And in order to be able to, work on this program, we've got renowned faculty from industry and academia. I'm talking about, we've got over 220, I would say, teaching hours that you will be going through in this program. We've got over 212 practical lab hours that you will be taking. We've got a 1 week long boot camp, okay, which is an immersion activity on campus. We've got a master's dissertation as well that you need to submit, right? We've got faculty who basically hold PhD degrees from reputed institutes across the world, right? So those are the kind of people who are delivering the program to you. This program is basically spread across 8 academic terms, right? And like I said, the focus here is more about getting students to learn about how to address industry problems or how to solve industry problems. In order to meet this objective, we've basically designed our curriculum, keeping the most relevant industry practices in mind, right? So now let's take a look at what are the different academic terms that we've got and what are the courses that you as a student will typically be undergoing, right? So across the first term, okay, the way we designed the program again was to ensure that the students have the foundation courses in place, okay? And once they've understood the foundations, we've slowly and gradually started to add more AI ML courses through the program, okay? Angel Preet, could you please put your question in the chat box, and I'll be more than glad to answer it for you. Okay, so the first term that we've got, okay, or the quarter 1, it basically focuses on courses that set the foundation for students in the areas of computer science, okay. In order to be able to answer that, we've got foundations of probability and statistics, okay. We've got data structures and algorithm, and we're also teaching students how to communicate their findings or how to present the data findings that they've got to people who come from a non-technical background. This is one skill which is extremely important for data scientists, because it's no point that you've basically analyzed so much without being able to communicate what your finding is, right? So what we're doing is we've introduced a course called Business Communication and Presentation Skills for Data Analytics, right? That's basically quarter 1. Moving on to quarter 2, okay? The focus of this quarter basically is on courses in computer science, AI and ML, wherein, as you see, in the first quarter, you basically had your foundations in place. This one goes one step further, and we're talking about essential engineering skills in big data analytics using R and Python. We're talking about statistics and probability in decision modeling, okay? Then we talk about statistics and probability in decision modeling too. This is an extension of the previous course. And last but not the least, we're talking about the art and science of storytelling with data visualization. Here you will learn the tools. Through this quarter, you basically learn the tools R, Python, and Tableau. Once you've learned these courses, we've got a hands-on project which basically helps students to apply what they have studied across quarter 1 and quarter 2, right? So moving on to quarter number 3, back again, we've got courses here okay, which focus more on computer science, AI and ML. But as against the foundations, now that the foundations are in place, we start getting into a little bit of advanced courses. So we're talking about advanced math in this area. We're talking about advanced data structures back again in this quarter, and we're talking about machine learning algorithms as well as design thinking. Right? This is what quarter 3 basically holds for you. And the idea of having these courses in quarter 3 is, now that the foundations are in place, quarter 3 gives you or focuses more on building mathematical skills, advanced programming and artificial and machine learning skills, right? With the help of which they can move on to quarter 4, where we will focus more on advanced AI and ML concepts. In quarter 4, as you would see, okay, we're focusing on machine learning too. We're focusing on AI and decision sciences and the hands-on project too, right? Now, you may have observed that across the quarters, there are some quarters that have higher number of courses, whereas there are some quarters that demonstrate fewer number of courses. Fewer number of courses would essentially mean that we have, or we are expending more number of hours in teaching those courses to help you master those skills required, right? So in fourth quarter, you basically will have studied AI and ML. You can move on to learn, let's say, advanced machine learning, okay? You also have a hands-on project. And the idea of this project is to be able to understand advanced concepts to solve business problems, okay? Back again, using several data sets. Coming to quarter number 5, okay? Now, in this quarter, as you can see, participants will basically be choosing one elective, and there are 3 available choices here, okay? These choices, you've got to select one amongst these 3. The choices are computer vision, okay? You've got fundamentals and deep learning applications, text mining, and natural language processing, okay, and quantum computing. So of these electives that are available, you basically will have to select one and study a course here, which is on data engineering, okay? Now, data engineering, back again, is a course which gets students to understand how data is created, how will you find missing data, how do you clean it, how do you analyze and present your findings, right? So that's the data engineering course. In the 6th quarter, we basically have focused on courses which are management oriented, right? Now, what do I mean by looking at courses which are management oriented? Now that a student at this juncture, when he's coming almost to the end of the program, right, in quarter 6, we're referring to looking at the business side. You now have learned all the techniques that are required, right? But you also have to understand the functioning of a business in order to be able to apply all the techniques that you have into the actual business context. Therefore, the courses that we offer in this quarter are economics. We look at business law and ethics. We look at behavior science and analytics, digital and social media analytics, and then we look at product management, right? Please understand, across these different courses, the tools and techniques that you have learned earlier are typically going to come very handy, and we will need to apply them, okay? Come quarter 7, okay? Quarter 7 is where you're going to put into use everything that you have actually gone through in the program, right? Here is the most exciting part of the program, which is the product deployment bootcamp. But before getting into developing a prototype, there are a few courses that you must take, such as project management. This will help you understand right from the start until the end what are the different stages that one has to go through in creating a product, right? So how do you manage what you are building? in terms of meeting the timelines, in terms of meeting the resources that you've got, acquiring them, what are the risks, contingencies that you may face when you're running this project. Yeah. And last but not the least, I would say, how do you not overshoot the costs when you make an application, right? So project management will basically give you an exposure to these different, I would say, nuances. Then comes enterprise, architecting enterprise applications. And this is exactly what I told you. When you have to build applications and you have to scale them up, or when you have to deploy them in organizations, you have to know the architecture of the organization, right? And that's where this course comes very handy. Next, we've got research methods that we teach. Each of these courses are positioned appropriately, as you see in this flow, because once I know how to research, okay, I will be able to create a better a product prototype. Also, I will be able to focus very much on a master's project, right, or a master's dissertation. Now, the last quarter, okay, of quarter 7 is dedicated to this master project, as well as quarter number 8, which focuses on master project or master dissertation, right? This entire quarter is basically focused on the master's dissertation. So a lot of students ask me, what's really the importance of this master's dissertation or the master's project, as you call it, that you have an entire quarter dedicated to it? Well, the answer to that question is, this dissertation gets students to really work, read, apply the skills that they have learned through the program. Now, an objective will typically be given to the students based on which they need to look up data sets. They need to figure out how will they reach the solution to that problem, right? So that's basically what master's dissertation is all about. It's a heavyweight lifting activity, but so worth it, because all that you have learned in the program in various aspects, right? You now get the chance to integrate all of it and create a product or a learning which probably organizations want to implement in their way of, in the scheme of things, to solve problems. Okay. So the next question is, who is eligible for this program? What is the eligibility criteria that we've got? Any mid-level experienced professional, okay, who's got about 2 years of work experience, okay, can qualify or apply for this program. Similarly, individuals who come from an engineering, or I would say a BTech degree, okay, or who, that's basically what they've done, or in the graduation, if they've got courses such as math, computer sciences, statistics, economics, okay, or they have an MSc with, let's say, maths component with minimum 50% marks at graduation level, can apply. Similarly, when we speak of math skills, students say, but we've studied elementary math, and would that work? No, but what I'm trying to say is, when I speak of math skills, I am very specifically looking at linear algebra, calculus, coordinate geometry, okay? These will be a few things that you will require for the program, right? Similarly, when I speak of having a programming background as well, students ask me, what depth of programming should we know? So here I'd say, if you know concepts such as loops, you understand iterations, you understand while loop, for loop, okay, conditional statements, if, looping with if else, branching, okay, if you know how to write your own functions, if you understand recursion, if you've probably read about object-oriented programming, okay, and if you can do a little bit of these simple things, then I say, well, you've got a programming background, right? So even if you've studied programming a while ago and want to rebrush all these concepts, it would be great before you get into the program to revisit a few of these. Last but not the least, what kind of careers can you have, once you've done this program? Where can you see yourself? For a lot of you, you may like one aspect of the program better in terms of courses than the other, right? So let's say if you focus more on visualization, and that if that's what your calling is, you could clearly see yourself as being, let's say, somebody who's a visual analyst, right? Similarly, if we're talking about somebody who's very focused and wants to work on machine learning, he can see or position himself as a machine learning engineer, right? Similarly, we can have a big data engineer, we can have a data engineer, a data analyst, right? So these are the top AI jobs. And I believe after having gone through this rigorous program with various projects, various hands-on projects, boot camps, as well as the master's dissertation, you surely should be able to figure or find yourselves in one of these top positions, right? Back again, any of these positions that you could see, you will find them across industries, right? So you could find yourself working for marketing, pharmaceutical organizations, gaming, okay, and many, many, many more. All right, I'm open to any questions that you would have regarding the program. Okay, so there's a question by Nisha. How many electives can one select given out of the three? Nisha, you've got to select one out of the three. That's what it is, right? We have hands-on project. One will get during the course. Can you please repeat that question? Because I think there's some typo here. How many hands-on projects? Is that what you mean? You will get typically two major hands-on projects that you're supposed to be working through the program. Okay, so as you have seen, I showed you hands-on project 1, hands-on project 2. Those are the two main hands-on projects. Besides that, you have the boot camp where it's like I said, an immersion activity with your peers. You will be brainstorming, working individually, but brainstorming with others. Is this a capstone project? Ahmed, no, this is not the capstone project. Like I said, these projects could be about building chatbots. These projects could be about building recommender systems, okay? What will be the evaluation pattern? Okay, we've got several ways in which we evaluate projects. Okay, we look at the approach a student has followed, what is the solution that he has, and how best he can present his findings. So it's not only the functioning of that prototype that the student would have built, but various of these parameters have to be kept in mind with the help of which we can work. Yeah. Nisha says only BTech or even BE are eligible. Yes, yes, with those conditions, right? Molly says, can you please explain the hands-on project? Well, Molly, the idea of a hands-on project is to get students to apply what they have studied. Okay, so let's say your hands-on project 1, since you study R, Python, and Tableau, could be the fact that we've given you a data set and we want you to visualize several patterns in this data set by using a tool like Tableau and create a storyboard and tell us why is it that the sales of the company across different regions differ. Okay, can you present to us on a dashboard and tell us, we've given you data of, let's say, the last 3 years, and now we're telling you which area or which zone does this company not perform in sales for a specific product, right? So that could be a hands-on project by using a tool like Tableau and being able to present those findings to us. Okay. Ahmed says, will the entire course be in the form of learning by doing? Yes, that's exactly how it is. So like I said, each session is, interspersed with, or there are lab sessions which are planted in between several theoretical classes, which ensures that these lab sessions get you to work on what you have learned in class. So be this statistics as well, you have a lab session that you will take to practice the concepts that you've learned in statistics. What is mean, median, mode? How do you calculate central tendency? What's the difference between population and sample? Okay, how will you compute, let's say, outliers? Okay, all of that will be taught to you on first the concept and then how do you apply it. Viral, yes, there is an exam pattern for the program, right? It basically comprises internal assessments and it comprises end term examination, right? And what are the passing criteria for each of these courses? We've basically got 40%, which, sorry, 60%, which rests in the internal assessment and 40% in the end term. So that's basically how the exams are to be conducted. Okay. All right. What about the learning material? Will there be any study material that will be provided? Yes, considering these are very upcoming areas, a whole lot of reading material, wherever required, will be provided. The sessions will be recorded and the live recording of these sessions will be made available on the portal. Furthermore, professors will give you links to certain reading material that you need for the program, right? Considering that there's a question here, considering that these are technical in nature, do we have classroom batches or so? At this point in time, we just offer online blended format. If there is any such plan in the future, we definitely will look at it. Yeah. Yes, Shivam, if you're overseas, yes, you can opt for this program. All the exams are online. Okay. Yes, Mrityunjay, that's right. But we have currently dropped it and we've replaced it with quantum computing. We've looked at areas that are very relevant in terms of industry projects and we focused only on those electives. Okay, I hope I've answered your question, Mrityunjay. Commerce or arts graduates having mathematics or statistics are eligible for the program. As long as you've studied mathematics or stats, we clearly are looking at engineering students at this point in time. But any kind of a master's degree, I think, Arpita, you could write to us. We'll want to look at what level of math you've studied, right? I think that gives us a better, that gives us a better perspective. Okay. All right. Viral, the lecture timings are 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., right? That's basically how it is. Yes. If you've got queries, please feel free to write to us. Okay. You can reach out to us at ngasce@nmims.edu. If you've got any questions that probably go unanswered at this point in time, right? So please feel free to reach out to us. The email ID is provided on the slide here. In terms of prerequisites, Ahmad, you simply have to match the eligibility criteria. Okay. Okay. It's Viral, it's Monday to Thursday. Okay. The lectures will be conducted from Monday to Thursday in the evening, 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Fridays are usually reserved across. We don't conduct classes on Fridays, but whenever students have additional queries, mentoring sessions, hand-holding sessions, we usually schedule it on a Friday for the course. So it's not every Friday that we will have it, but once in a way for a particular course, we will deal with query handling sessions for that particular course. Okay. Nisha, I don't quite understand. When you say pro and prime lecture session, I don't understand that. Okay. Okay. Can you? No, all sessions are live. Okay, students got to attend all the sessions. That's basically how it is. Perfect. All right. I think I have answered most of your questions. Okay. All right, perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for all your help. Okay. And thank you for attending this session. If you've got, Nisha, any more questions, please feel free to write to us and we'll be more than glad to take your questions and help you with them. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. I look forward to seeing you as a part of the program.